Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Finance, does he stand by all his recent statements?
The Honourable Bill English.
Speaker, yes.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, does his government's promise that the vast bulk of New Zealanders would be better off after a GST change include compensating renters for both the increase in GST and the increase in rent they face as a result of property owners passing on both GST and property increases to them?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, any impact on rents or on the property markets will depend to some extent on the details of the decisions the government actually comes to.
The Honourable
Mr Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, the Minister did not address the question other than a truism, sir. I asked whether renters would be compensated under the government's definition for any possible flow-through. The Minister did not address that question.
Well, order with respect, the Honourable Member. He's asking about something. The member is asking about something where the Minister indicated no specific decisions have been made, and it's very difficult for the Minister to give the precise answer the member is seeking ahead of any decisions being made as to exactly what the government might do, and that's my dilemma in asking the Minister to answer further. But the member has a further supplementary question. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, what does the Minister say to grey power who have, in response to his claims that superannuitants will be automatically compensated for an increase in GST, pointed out that such compensation will arrive a year after the increase in GST, and if so, will they be better off?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister in his speech indicated clearly that the government understands the impact an increase in GST would have on superannuitants, and it's quite open to the government to make choices about what measures it uses to compensate them for those increases. I might also add that in a tax package which reduces income tax rates, superannuitants will benefit from that because superannuation is tied to the after-tax average wage. So if the tax on the average wage goes down, superannuitants will be better off.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, does the Minister intend to ensure that all homeowners are better off after a rise in GST, given the resulting increase in interest rates and a rise in local rates?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, the member is getting well ahead of himself. Firstly, the government hasn't made particular decisions about it. And secondly, it's not altogether clear. It's not altogether clear how the housing market would react to any particular change in taxation. With respect to high interest rates, that member would know a lot about it because under his government they reached record levels.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, does the Minister think that the 59% of New Zealanders who are already sceptical about his promise that they will be better off will be more or less confident that they will be better off after it was revealed he broke his promise not to increase GST?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, I think their confidence will increase as they understand the significant problems in the New Zealand economy, which is that we spend more than we earn, and this tax package is one way we can change people's choices so that in the future we invest and save and grow our exports. That's how we'll get more jobs, better jobs and higher incomes, not by following the failed policies of the past.
Craig Foss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. To the Minister, what reports has he seen on the need for reform after many years of economic underperformance in New Zealand?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, it's become clear that the economy since 2005 has been performing worse than was thought. The Department of Statistics just produced revised growth figures showing that from 2005 to 2008 the economy grew at less than 1% per year. The result of it is that we have had record high levels of government spending and household spending, but record low levels of export earning. That's a huge challenge for New Zealanders who want more jobs and higher incomes. And this government last week outlined a program in this House to increase our earning capacity so that we can have the things we want.
Question number 2, Amy Adams.
Thank you, Mr.